Being a celebrity meant you were rarely seen, not hidden, just out of reach. You showed up on a screen, did your job, and disappeared again. You didn't know what Michael Jackson ate in the morning. You didn't know what Halle Berry thought about her landlord. You only saw what they chose to show, and even that felt controlled. That distance made them feel bigger than life. People filled in the gaps themselves. They built an image in their head, and that image usually made the celebrity seem greater than they actually were. Now fast forward to today. We know everything. We see what they eat, where they go, who they argue with. When they are trying to sell us a product, nothing is left to guess. And because of that, something important disappeared. There's a concept called aura, which basically means the feeling that something is rare or special because it isn't always available. That feeling used to surround celebrities. Now it's fading. We've replaced the unknown with constant updates. Instead of wondering, we scroll. Instead of waiting, we refresh. This video exists because that shift changed how fame works. It's not just different, it feels smaller. So how did we end up here?
Halfway.
A big part of it came from the idea that being relatable makes people trust you more. Like Sydney Sweeney's skincare routine, Nicki Minaj's political leanings, a messy breakup in real time, and exactly what Kim Kardashian's living room looks like.
I'm here to ask 73 questions.
I'm ready.
Babe, this is for me.
Oh.
The kids are in the room.
On the surface, that makes sense. If someone feels familiar, you're more likely to support them, follow them, or buy what they promote. So celebrities started acting more like regular people online. Casual posts, everyday routines, behind-the-scenes moments. The goal was simple: feel close to the audience. But this creates a problem. Fame has always depended on separation. Not total isolation, but enough distance to make someone stand out. When that distance disappears, the feeling changes. The person doesn't feel larger than life anymore. They feel like someone you already know. And once that happens, the interest shifts. You're no longer looking at them with curiosity. You're just observing. When celebrities used to stay quiet, people imagined things about them. Now there's no need to imagine. Everything is shown, explained, or posted. At that point, it stops being about presence and starts being about consistency. They aren't showing up when it matters. They're showing up because they have to. Humans have a psychological need for myths. Since the dawn of time, we've put people on pedestals: kings, explorers, movie stars. We did this because we needed a North Star, someone who lived a life that felt impossible. Once people feel close to someone online, expectations start forming. Viewers begin to feel like they know the person, not just as a public figure, but as someone they understand. And that changes how they react. If a celebrity doesn't say something about a major topic, people question it. If they don't post for a while, people assume something is wrong. If they make a mistake, people expect an immediate response. This creates constant pressure to stay active and visible. Over time, that pressure changes behavior. When someone knows they're being watched all the time, they start filtering everything. What they say, what they show, when they post. Risk becomes less appealing. Silence becomes harder to maintain, so they adjust. They become more careful, more controlled, more predictable. At the same time, platforms reward frequent activity. Posting regularly keeps you visible. Disappearing, even briefly, can lower engagement. So the system pushes in one direction: stay present, stay active, stay consistent. And that leaves very little room for mystery. This leads to a kind of cost that comes with visibility. The more attention someone has, the more they're expected to share. Privacy starts to look unusual. If someone doesn't show parts of their life, people question why. If they keep something to themselves, it can be seen as avoidance instead of a personal choice. So public figures start showing more, even when they don't want to.
The negative saying that you don't like the tour just because...
I don't like it though.
I know, but you say this
I
is,
go through
but what
hell.
is it setting up though? I don't know.
I go through hell touring.
And action, Michael.
I love to tour.
This doesn't just apply to entertainers. It shows up with public figures in general, including politicians and even members of royal families. There's an expectation to respond, explain, and stay visible. To meet that expectation, people present themselves in a certain way. They try to appear natural, open, and real.
That is so good.
But when that behavior is shaped by pressure, it becomes controlled. It's less about expression and more about maintaining an image. Over time, that makes everyone feel similar. The differences between individuals become less noticeable. And when everything feels similar, it becomes harder for anything to stand out. One of the biggest changes is how people experience moments. There used to be a sense of buildup. A release felt important because it didn't happen often. Now the content is constant. New posts, new updates, new releases all the time. Because of that, individual moments don't carry the same weight. They pass quickly and get replaced just as fast. This also affects how people view artists. When someone isn't always visible, attention shifts to their work. The focus stays on what they create. When they are constantly visible, attention gets divided. The work becomes one part of a larger stream of content. A well-known example of a different approach is Michael Jackson. He wasn't constantly present in everyday media. There were long gaps where people didn't hear from him directly. That absence made appearances feel significant. It gave people time to focus on the music itself. It also allowed space for curiosity. People didn't have full access, so they paid more attention when something was released. In contrast, today's environment reduces that gap. Without that space, it becomes harder for moments to feel important. So the question is whether this can change. There are signs that people are getting tired of constant updates. The amount of content is high, and attention is limited. Because of that, there's growing interest in things that feel more focused and less frequent. That could create room for a different approach. Not everyone will follow it, but some might choose to limit what they share. To be more selective with when they appear and what they show. If that happens, it could shift how attention works again. Because when something isn't always available, people tend to notice it more when it does appear. The main idea is simple. Not everything needs to be shared. Not every moment needs to be public. Leaving some things unseen can change how they're perceived. And if that approach becomes more common, the way people experience mystery could shift again. Because when everything is visible all the time, it all starts to feel the same. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, save all your thoughts and opinions for the comment section down below, and subscribe, so I can make better videos than this one. Don't forget to follow us at @SendArchives on Instagram and TikTok. All the links will be down below.